Have you ever had a moment where you are listening to someone from the USA speak and you suddenly realize you do not understand them at all? You nod along, smiling, maybe sweating a little bit, just hoping they don't ask you a direct question. You studied the language for years. You learned all the proper grammar, but real daily talks feel like a completely different, slightly chaotic world. Well, take a deep breath because there are a few simple words that change absolutely everything. If you learn them, you will instantly sound more relaxed, confident, and natural.
That is so true. If you really want to stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like someone's best friend, you need to master these words. People here use tiny, easy phrases that carry a massive amount of meaning. Think of today as your ultimate English conversation practice. We are going to walk you through the exact words people use all the time, whether they are dodging traffic in downtown Chicago or paying way too much for an iced oat milk latte at a coffee shop in Brooklyn.
Exactly. Whether you just want to learn English to survive your daily coffee order or your goal is to speak English fluently, this is for you. In fact, these are the everyday English words you must know to speak like a native. We have a huge list, and we promise no boring grammar lectures today, so let us jump right into it.
Let us begin with the words we use during a busy workday. This is so incredibly important when you learn how to talk about yourself in English, especially when you are trying to impress everyone at a new job. The very first word is actually. We hear this one constantly, and it is a total lifesaver.
Oh, actually is the ultimate polite weapon. You use it when you need to correct someone or tell them the real truth, but you want to do it without making the vibe awkward. Let us say your boss asks if you have time for a meeting, but you're drowning in work. You can just smile and say, "Actually, I'm in the middle of a big project right now."
Exactly. It makes your answer feel so much softer and way less aggressive. Or maybe a coworker says, "Hey, I heard you moved to Los Angeles." You can say, "Actually, I moved to San Diego." It's a nice, casual way to fix a mistake without making the other person feel embarrassed.
Exactly. Or if you watch a movie and your friend asks how it was, you might say, "It was sort of funny." It means it was not the best comedy you've ever seen, but it had a few good jokes. It's a brilliant trick to express your feelings without sounding too harsh. What's the next phrase for our busy work lives?
It's deal with. For example, I have to deal with a lot of paperwork before I can leave the office today.
Deal with is such a strong, confident action phrase. It means you're taking responsibility for a messy situation. If your car breaks down on the highway, you have to deal with it. You have to call the tow truck, talk to the mechanic, and figure it out.
Yes, it's used a lot in the corporate world, too. A manager might say, "My job is to deal with client complaints." It simply means you're the brave person who handles the headache.
And to manage all those headaches, you need to structure your daily routine. That brings us to our next word, which is schedule. I literally can never make weekend plans until I look at my schedule.
A schedule is your personal map of time. It holds your whole life, your meetings, your dentist appointments, and your gym classes. If someone wants to grab lunch in Seattle, you ask them, "What does your schedule look like on Friday?"
Or if you are just too exhausted to socialize, you just say, "My schedule is completely packed this week." We cannot live without organizing our time this way.
Those are fantastic for work. Now let us shift gears to words that help everyday conversations flow smoothly. These are the little filler words that naturally connect ideas. Paying attention to these is amazing English listening practice because you will hear them in every podcast, movie, and conversation around you.
The first one is a really fun, exciting one. Guess what? This is exactly how you start a conversation when you have a juicy surprise to share.
I love that phrase. You literally burst into the room and say, "Guess what? I just bought a new car." It forces the other person to drop whatever they are doing and listen to you.
It builds up so much suspense and excitement. Like, "Guess what? I ran into our old high school teacher at the supermarket." You say it right before you drop the big news to make sure they're hooked.
Another phrase that makes you sound incredibly natural is "by the way." I use this when we are deep into one topic and my brain suddenly jumps to a completely different thought.
Right. It is the perfect bridge. Imagine we're talking about a football game, and then panic sets in because I remember I need you to do a favor. I can smoothly say, "Oh, by the way, can you pick up some coffee beans on your way home?"
It keeps the conversation moving without feeling weird or abrupt, like we're hyping up a weekend trip to Miami, and suddenly I say, "By the way, did you actually book the hotel yet?"
Next is the word anyway. This is what you use when you want to rescue the conversation and get back to the main topic after you got completely distracted.
Yes, let us say you're telling a long, dramatic story about your vacation and you spend 5 minutes talking about how amazing a random restaurant was. To get back on track, you take a breath and say, "Anyway, as I was saying about the beach."
It's also the most polite, guilt-free way to end a phone call. If you need to go back to work but you don't want to be rude, you just sigh happily and say, "Anyway, I should let you go now." It's friendly but very firm.
Now we're going to bring back the word actually for a quick second. We talked about it for work, but it's just as crucial when hanging out with friends.
It really is. Like if a friend says, "Hey, do you want to go get some sushi?" You can say, "Actually, I'm not a big fan of fish." It's so much nicer than just aggressively saying no.
Right. Or someone says, "I heard you hate playing video games." You reply, "Actually, I love them." It clears up the rumor instantly with a smile.
And the ultimate everyday flow phrase is, "I mean." This is your safety net. This is what you say when you're trying to explain your thoughts better while you're already halfway through a sentence.
Oh, I use "I mean" constantly. If I say something that sounds a bit too mean or harsh, I quickly fix it by saying, "The food was pretty bad. I mean, the dessert was okay, but the main course was freezing cold."
Yes, it gives you a real-time chance to add more details and save yourself. Like, "That test was impossible. I mean, I studied for hours and still didn't know the answers." And the great thing is, when you use "I mean," you don't have to worry about perfect English pronunciation every single time. It just gives you a natural, relatable chance to fix your sentence, catch your breath, and keep going.
Let's move from general chat to the words we specifically use around the house. When you sit down with your family to talk about your day, home life has its own special, cozy vocabulary.
Definitely. My absolute favorite word for the home is leftovers. Are we eating leftovers tonight?
Leftovers are a true blessing. It's simply the extra food from yesterday that you kept in the refrigerator. Exploring words like this is my favorite part of English learning because it applies directly to our actual real lives.
There's honestly nothing better than waking up on a lazy Saturday and realizing you don't have to cook because you have cold pizza leftovers from last night calling your name. It's the best feeling in the world.
It really is, but sometimes just living and eating at home brings up our next word, messy, as in, my apartment in New York is so messy right now I can't even find my keys.
Messy means a place is disorganized. It's not necessarily deeply dirty, but there is chaos everywhere. Your bedroom is messy if there are shoes scattered on the rug and that one chair in the corner is completely buried under a mountain of clothes.
It means it's time to put on some music and do some organizing. And what happens when something completely breaks in that house? We use the magical word fix. I need to fix the washing machine before it floods the floor.
Fix means to repair a broken item so it actually works again. If the air conditioner decides to stop working in the middle of a brutal Texas summer, you absolutely have to fix it or you will melt.
We use it for everything. Can you fix my cracked phone screen? Can you fix the wobbly leg on this table? It is a word you will hear every single day of your life.
Okay, let us leave the physical house and enter where we actually live, the digital world. Everyone is glued to their screens 24/7, so we definitely need words for the internet.
The most basic daily actions are log in and log out. Did you log into your bank account to see how broke we are?
Log in means entering your private details like your email and password to open up a website. It is the digital equivalent of unlocking your front door.
And log out is making sure you lock that door when you leave. If you're checking your email on a public computer at the library, you always need to log out so your information stays completely safe.
Next is a word for the action we all do for way too many hours: scroll. I was scrolling on my tablet all morning instead of getting out of bed.
Scrolling is just lazily sliding your finger up or down the screen to see more content. When you are reading a long article or just falling down a social media rabbit hole, you scroll down to see what's next.
It is the universal motion of our generation. Then we have two very important words: upload and download.
Yes, download is when you take a movie, a podcast, or a document from the internet and save it directly onto your own computer or phone to keep forever.
And upload goes the exact opposite way. If you take a beautiful, aesthetic picture of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco and want the whole world to see it, you upload it to your social media page.
Exactly. You push your file out to the internet. Now let us get a little deep and talk about how we express our feelings inside. How do we describe our emotions authentically?
This is such a great section because emotions are universal. Let us start with annoyed. For example, I'm getting really annoyed by this bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Annoyed is a highly useful word. It does not mean you are furiously throwing things. It just means a small, persistent thing is getting under your skin. If someone keeps tapping their pen on the desk loudly while you are trying to focus, you feel annoyed. Even if you are focusing on A1 English or looking for basic English for beginners, learning to express feelings is essential, and annoyed is the absolute perfect place to start.
Right, it's a slight, relatable irritation. But what about a great feeling? We use the word excited. I am so excited for the concert on Friday, I can barely sleep.
Excited is all about pure positive energy. You're thrilled and counting down the days for something coming up in the future. Little kids get extremely excited when they know they are going to Disneyland tomorrow.
It is the absolute best emotion. But on the other hand, if things go completely wrong, you might feel frustrated.
Frustrated is a heavy, relatable word. You feel this when you are trying so hard to achieve something, but an invisible barrier keeps stopping you. Like, I am so frustrated trying to build this flat pack furniture because the instructions make zero sense and I have an extra screw.
Exactly. It is very different from being annoyed. Annoyed is about a minor irritation, but frustrated is about feeling totally stuck, defeated, and unable to move forward.
For our very last section of this English podcast, let us go out into the real city and do some shopping. What words do we use when we are out and about?
A really common phrase is check out, like, hey, we should totally check out that new vintage clothing store on Main Street.
Check out is fascinating because it has two totally different meanings. The first one just means to go look at something new, cool, or interesting. Check out this amazing jacket I found.
The second meaning is the actual place where you hand over your money. When your shopping cart is full at the grocery store, you walk to the checkout area to pay the cashier.
Very true. Context is everything. Another phrase we use a lot in a panic is run out of. Oh man, we ran out of coffee beans.
Run out of means your supply is completely, tragically gone. You used it all up. It is a terrifying moment when you are driving on a lonely highway in Nevada at midnight and you suddenly realize you have run out of gas.
That is a literal nightmare scenario. You can run out of patience, run out of money before payday, or run out of time on an exam. It fits so perfectly into so many stressful situations.
And our final everyday phrase is take a look. Can you just take a look at this email before I send it to my boss?
Take a look is a super casual, polite way to ask someone to examine something for you. It is very similar to check out, but a bit softer.
Yes. If you were shopping for a new laptop, the worker might smile and say, take a look at these new models we just got over here. It is just a friendly, low-pressure invitation to see something with your own eyes.
Wow, we have gone through so many incredible real-world words today. These are the exact tools you need to stop translating in your head and start building real, natural sentences.
Absolutely. When you start slipping these simple little words into your daily talks, the difference is massive. You will feel so much more confident and people will notice.
Just take it one step at a time. Pick just one word from this list today, like actually or probably, and try dropping it casually into a sentence when you speak.
That is truly the best way to learn. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today and sharing your time.
Before you scroll away to check out more videos, if this conversation saved you from ever having an awkward English moment again, please hit that like button right now.
Yes, and do not forget to subscribe to Clarity English Practice. Honestly, when you subscribe and share this with your friends who are also learning, it is the ultimate compliment, and it helps us keep making these fun lessons just for you.
We also really want to hear your voice. Drop a quick comment below and let us know which of these words is your favorite, or if there's a weird phrase you hear Americans say that still totally confuses you.
We literally read every single one of your comments. Thank you so much for practicing with us here at Clarity English Practice. Have an amazing, confident day, and we will catch you in the next lesson.